We have some new up-to-date theories sent in by you all that's gonna make us rethink life. Thank you, Titan Slayer, for the next couple of videos.
I haven't seen a single person say 2026 is gonna be my year. Like everybody's scared this time.
It's too soon.
Like they know what's happened. Every year you say 2025, 2024, 2023, it's gonna be my year. 2020 is gonna be my year. And then it never ends up happening. You've already gone through the experience and you know what's gonna happen. So everybody's given up, I feel like, at this point. And I know it's early. It's not New Year's time. It's only Halloween. But still, I haven't seen one person say 2026 is gonna be my year. Like, they're having a hard enough time with 2025. They can't even think about 2026. I think everybody's been scared enough that they're not going to say it anymore.
I was so big on that. I used to be like, this going to be my year. I started out that year by doing the same stuff that I was doing the previous year. So it's not about what you're saying. It's about the action that you put in to that year, that time frame. Every year, it should be an ascension from the previous year. Because when we look back, we should say we are not the same people and we're not in the same position that we were in a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and so forth and so forth. If we look back at our life and we're in the same position, that is a problem because we're staying stagnant. We're never going to grow in stagnation. So we have to do uncomfortable things to make us get comfortable so that that level we can get into some more uncomfortable things to make us grow, because you only grow in uncomfort. Don't wait for January 1st. Don't wait for December 31st. Start now, because it's never going to be a perfect time. There's a whole scripture on that. I'm going to bring it out because I don't remember it by heart, but it's a scripture about if you wait for a perfect time, you'll be waiting. Don't wait. Start now.
Y'all know how people play video games. Think about Sims. Think about the game Sims. Sims. Okay, so you have your family that you're with, you're going about life, you go to work, you go to school, you're doing all these things. So like with Sims, that's a game. Think about other games. We are being controlled. When we don't take care of ourselves, what you do in the game? You die, you watch your battery level die. So along the years, when you ain't take care of yourself, what happened? You catch diseases. Oh, when you take a wrong turn, guess what happened? Oh, you get shot and killed. Oh, you get it's like the world is a game. And the answer is,
she's so pumped up.
How do you get past the game? How do you beat the game? Every time you die, you come right back to start over as a new person. You come right back. You come right back. And you start all over. You're going to keep starting all over.
So did y'all hear about that town that literally disappeared off the face of the earth for like 6 minutes? So listen, this pop up on TikTok and Reddit threads every few years, and nobody could decide if it's real or not. So let me take y'all down the rabbit hole and tell y'all what happened. I'm gonna take my head down for this one because it gets a little bit real.
Now this is a story.
So it's called the Everfield disappearance, and in 2014 a small rural town in Oregon with a population of like 700 people vanished off the face of the earth. I'm talking every digital trace of this place. And during that time, GPS systems couldn't find it, phone calls got rerouted. Like if you looked on Google Maps, it would just show like a forest. Then at the same time, people in nearby towns, they said that their lights started to flicker and they heard distorted sounds over the radio. But then exactly 6 minutes later, boom, everything just went back to normal. The town just popped up back on the maps. All the calls went through, and the people inside the town act normal, like nothing happened. I don't even think they knew that it happened. Then when journalists tried to follow up on it, they found out that Everfield, Oregon didn't even appear on any state registry until 2015. Like the town just started existing that year. But even crazier, there's no records of public birth certificates, property deeds, or any census data from that town before that date. People online think it was a data glitch. Others say it was a mass time slip. And a few conspiracy forums say it was a part of a military experiment. But the part that keeps people up at night, it's a Reddit user claiming he was a delivery driver and he was in Enfield that night. He said that during the blackout for those 6 minutes, there was nobody else in town. The streets was empty, the lights was on, and every single clock in the town froze at 2:23 a.m. He posted photos, but then the thread was removed. This said something like manipulated content, and his account was deleted an hour later. Now, if you try to find Everfield on Google Maps, it's there, but if you zoom in real close, the clock in the middle of the town still says 2:23. It's crazy, right?
Somebody said from. They said they got the idea from somewhere. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even put two and two together. Do I have any From watchers? I know I mentioned this show before, but From is a great show, and I'm waiting for the new season.
So let me try again. Hi. I worked a job in 1998 for an internet service provider. You got to have one of those to connect to the internet here in the States. It's called a cable modem. You bring it to your house, you plug it into your router, and you go on the internet. But for me, when I was 19 years old, we were using something antiquated called dial-up. Copper phone lines. And as you can imagine, that was too slow. They were switching from dial-up modems, which had been around for a good 15 years at least. But it was too slow. So they were upgrading to cable modem. Everybody, if you wanted to use the internet in a serious way, businesses, you had to upgrade or be left out of business. I was 19. Plenty of these people who owned businesses told me this won't last long. We're never going to fully go to email. We'll never give up the landline phone.
Okay. Now look at this.
They knew it all. They had all the money. I was just the technician for, the engineer for the field. So I come online and I said to every single human, I don't care what you did, what you know, what you don't know. I said, this is business. Here's where you find business, which means I gotta vote. Not for business. You're not on their board. You are not a stakeholder. You don't pay their bills. And no politician gonna wander on down there and say, stop doing that. It's not how business lawfare works. I thought everybody knew that. Apparently not. So, when the government makes laws 10 years ago, by the way, no kidding, and everybody just goes, no, aliens, I want to know about the MH370. Aliens, tell me a story.
It's gonna cut out on the part I wanted to hear the most.
I think we are going to have a social media exodus. Here's why. So I'm testing out our platform right now. Basically a place for you to just connect with people that you know, share authentic recommendations, and truly just deepen connections with those around you. And so what I keep learning from folks is they have deleted a lot of the major social media apps from their phone. Obviously, I'm going to brag, and they were like, but we would download yours because it's thoughtful and trusted and blah, blah, blah. This isn't meant to be a plug about that, but what it's meant to be is just a question. I haven't deleted any apps, but have you? Do you think that this is going to be a big exit? Because so many more people than I thought have restrictions on their phone. They've deleted the apps, and I'm like, is this it? Are we finally all gonna leave social media?
I don't know what's happened, but social media is not the same no more. I don't know if it's because everyone's trying to get a bag. I don't know if it's because everything's ad wise. I don't know what's going on, but it's not what it used to be. And then I will say this, AI is ruining a lot of stuff. I'm seeing Sora all over my feed. I'm like, why is this a thing? I just don't get it. I'm gonna tell you this. The most recent video I seen was of Logan Paul or Jake Paul. I always get them confused. But he was on a roller coaster with a chihuahua. But then I looked and the Sora logo start popping up. I'm like, this is crazy. What was the point of making this? Do people find this funny? First I was like, I don't like this. He's on a ride with a dog, with a chihuahua. Then I looked, I said, this is AI. So AI is ruining some stuff. But I just want to know, how is it for those that don't have social media? Do you miss it? Do you not? Do you feel great? Well, how is it doing to your mental? I really would like to know. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for the video. So it says, power of the tongue is so real. Stop cursing your own life. Every time you say, I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm depressed, your brain believes it. Words are commands to your subconscious. You're programming your future without realizing it. Stop giving energy to struggle. Start speaking life into yourself. Instead of, I'm so unlucky, I'll never get out of this mess, nothing works out for me, say this, I'm grateful for what I have, I'm learning and growing daily, opportunities are coming my way. Your words create your thoughts create your actions create your reality. Speak blessings into your life. The tongue can destroy, but it can also build everything that you desire. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for the video.
Notice how every moon clip looks staged? Perfect lighting, perfect angles, even a flag waving in a vacuum.
Wait, there's no air on the moon, right? So what's moving the flag? Ghosts?
They said it's
Man.
inertia. But funny thing, the shadows fall in different directions. One light source, multiple shadows, like a studio.
Or like sunlight bouncing off the lunar surface, right?
Except the crosshairs go behind the objects in photos. That's compositing, not reflection. And NASA quietly admitted in 2006 they lost the original tapes. Telemetry data, gone. You don't lose the proof of humanity's biggest leap. You bury it.
Lost the tapes? Bro, I can't even lose my Wi-Fi password.
Exactly. Blueprints
That part.
gone, telemetry missing. All that's left, edited footage and applause.
But why fake it? The Soviets were tracking everything.
Tracking radio signals, not video feeds. A transmission from Earth would look the same. And Kubrick had just finished 2001, A Space Odyssey in '68. NASA's cameras couldn't even film stars. His could.
So they hired the guy who showed space before anyone went there? That's so messed up.
Cold War, 1969, America needed a miracle. Vietnam burning, protests rising, trust collapsing. They didn't land on the moon, they landed on television. A perfect shot, no stars in the sky, just a spotlight on belief.
You're saying everything was filmed?
Not everything, just the part the world had to see. Real rockets, real astronauts, fake climax. Even Buzz Aldrin once slipped, said, we never went.
Has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so...
And when NASA was asked about the lighting, they said, the sun, the Earth, the astronauts' suits, all reflected light.
Then who filmed Neil stepping down the ladder if he was the first one out?
Exactly. Ask yourself, who held the camera? Who framed the shot? Who made sure the world saw the right angle?
So the whole world believed a movie?
No, Chris. The whole world needed to. Because if they could fake the moon, they could fake anything. And the next step might be Project Bluebeam.
If they can fake the moon landing, they can fake anything. I was looking at the comments in this video and everyone was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was rocking with you until this video. I'm against this. NASA really went to the moon. And they're serious. They're not being sarcastic. They're being real. Look, this is the biggest L you could have possibly done. They really feel some type of way about this video. NASA didn't lose it. They taped over it. Y'all act like y'all work for NASA. Y'all acting like when y'all in some trouble, NASA gonna back y'all up. NASA don't care about y'all. NASA is finessing just like they finessing everybody else. They finessing you, me, you, bodies. I'm just playing, y'all.
Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Carvel, him, her, bodies.
I only know that scene because of TikTok. It just shows the quote of the truth and the lies. The quote goes, a lie is a lie even if everyone believes it. The truth is the truth even if no one believes it. They out here lying. It's another quote too I'm thinking of that's popping in my forefront. Let me see if I can find that one too. The one I'm gonna name off is some lies are easier to believe than the truth. But the one that I truly want to give is it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Thank you, Titan, for the videos.
How is this our reality? How is this our world? We know they're poisoning us. We know they're enslaving us. We know they are doing everything to just discard us when they're done with us. And we just take it. We sit here and bicker back and forth with each other over policies that ain't gonna do a thing. Because literally both people that are setting that policy that we're arguing over are sitting behind closed doors laughing at us because we're sitting here fighting each other.
Part of the plan.
We're each other.
We helping they plan out.
I'm at a loss of words, man. How are we doing this to each other? How are we allowing them to let us be our downfall? And we just sit here and smile, say, thank you, sir. Can I have another? They inject us with poisons constantly. Everything you do in your life, from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep, even when you're sleeping, poisons. The food you eat, the shampoos you use, soaps you use on your clothes, the clothes you are wearing, the car you are driving, the air you are breathing, everything is to kill us, and we pay for it.
And we pay for it.
When are we ever going to stand up This is not what we are intended to do with our lives. How can we leave this world to our kids and our grandkids?
I got two things with that video. One was, if we want to see change, we have to change ourselves. And then the second one, I'm going to just get the picture. When he was talking, this was the picture that popped in my mind. I think I've shown this before on the channel, but you can never get too much of it. It's not like this picture is going to get played out. It's such a powerful picture. You know, pictures are worth 1,000 words. So all we have to do is stand up and their little game is over. I love this because it's so true. This is what they're doing behind the scenes, behind closed doors, having meetings, because life is a game, as they think. And all we gotta do to mess their game up is to stand up, and their little game is over.
Everyone is talking about dead internet theory, but what is it actually, and are we already
know
there?
it.
Hi, my name's Kat. I make non-pretentious, non-patronizing AI education. The dead internet theory is a speculative theory that claims that most of what we see on the internet, social media posts, articles, comments, isn't coming from real humans, but is actually coming from bots and AI systems. Originally, when the theory was invented in like 2021, it was referring to bots in systems of engagement on the internet. So think like likes, comments, reposts, kind of like a ghost audience faking virality. But now, with AI, the scope of the dead internet theory has now expanded to include not just the engagement being fake, but the actual content itself. Last week, we saw the release of Sora 2, the most realistic, lifelike AI video generator yet, with deepfakes literally built in as a feature. God, wild choice. And so of course everyone's wondering how long until my entire feed and the entire internet is just filled with this stuff. There's no strong evidence that we are actually currently at the fullest, strictest interpretation of the dead internet theory, which would mean that the internet is now entirely run by bots and AI and humans are largely absent. I mean, we're here, right? But the proportion of AI generated content is rising very fast. There is no doubt about that. So what happens when the internet goes fully dead? When synthetic content outweighs human content 100 or 1,000 to 1. This is the conversation that I'm really interested in observing right now, because I see people talking about it in comment sections, in TikTok videos, in articles, in YouTube posts. But here's the thing, right? Is like, nobody knows. Will it be the next stage of digital evolution where AI is just remixing and regenerating its own creations for human enjoyment? Will it be the collapse of meaning if most of the content that we read and watch originates from systems that have never lived a human life? What will that mean for our ability to empathize, to care, to trust? Or will the saturation of AI-generated noise create a new value for human-based content? I believe that the best thing that we can all do right now is to be alert, be vigilant, and know that unless you see something with your own two darn eyes, not through a screen, but actually like in front of you, you should be extremely cautious about whether or not it's real. For more non-pretentious, non-patronizing education about AI, follow this page.
I kind of feel like it's just time to clock out at this point. It's just time to clock out of life, the USA, the world. Because I know that like we have to kind of let things get really, really bad, which they already are, but even worse than that. But I don't really understand what the point of any of it is anymore. Like going to my job, going to my little bartending job, having these little dreams of, you know, being a successful actress. What's the point of it? What's the point of it? I mean, it's burning. Everything's burning, you know? And I don't know who's looking up from above and just being like, just wait it out. And I'm trying not to feed into the fear of hopelessness, but I spent $40 at the grocery store today. To get 6 things. $40. Chicken salad, eggs, berries, spinach, broccoli, and I can't remember the other thing. That's not normal.
$40 for that.
None of this is normal. Now they're saying the most unhappy demographic of people is Gen Z. Used to be older people. Used to be boomers. Now it's us. Because we see, our eyes have been opened. We see how messed up everything is. And I'm scrolling on TikTok and I'm watching, you know, all of the demise of this country, of this world in itself. And then in between that seeing, get ready with me. Here's my outfit for the day. What is the point?
She got a point.
What is the point of any of it? And I'm sorry, I just needed to have a little crash out today because I'm kind of losing my mind. National Guards being deployed, Texas sending the military, foreign air bases being built on American soil. It's too much. It's too much. I want to clock out. I want to punch in my card. I don't want to go to work. I want to clock out permanently. I'm done. Will I still go to work today? Yes. But I wish there was another option. So.
Thank you, Mike, for the video.
Allegedly, there's a thing called the Derek Jeter tree. Now, it was said that allegedly, Derek Jeter gave the herbs to all of these women. And allegedly, it trickled down to all of these men. I see Mark Wahlberg, Eminem, Justin Timberlake, Nick Lachey. Damn, even Deadpool got it, allegedly. But what I want to put emphasis on is Mariah and Eminem. Now, they had a beef a long while ago, and it never made sense to me. So if this is true, this would make sense. Because Mariah claims that Eminem was obsessed with her. But if this is true, he might have just been mad that he caught the herbs from her. He couldn't expose it because he would be exposing himself. Now, if you thought like me, you thought the beef was weird. But if you put that into play, it makes sense. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to this at all. But in Hollywood, you can't put nothing past anyone. Anyway.
Bank of America's call volume has shot up 400% today. Let me tell you why. Recently, as of November the 1st, some things have changed with banking. Every bank now has a limit to what they will allow you to pull out in physical cash from the bank. Now, I can only speak about Bank of America for the moment, but it could be other banks. They're trying to limit your daily amount of physical cash that you pull out of the bank. You see, Zelle was allowing us to move money freely, no fees, and the banks started losing money. They never said it. They never showed us. But that's exactly what happened. So now what they've done is they've implemented limits to how much cash you can physically pull out without getting a fee. Bank of America has a daily limit of $1,000 in cash. You can pull out $1,000. They didn't tell people, though, that also goes to Zelle. So meaning, if you move money with Zelle, they will only allow you to move $1,000 per day. For example, say you've got $900 you want to send to somebody and $300 you want to send to somebody. So you're going to pay $900 for your rent. You put that in the system through Zelle, boom, it goes off. You put the $300 in the system, boom, it goes off. The system is determining which one it wants to let through. It lets the $300 go through and the $900 does not go today. The person who you sent it to doesn't go to. Your account is less $900, but it has gone nowhere. You call into customer service right now, you're going to be waiting all day. This is what they've done. They put a limit to your Zelle. It didn't say they were doing that. It said physical cash was the $1,000 limit. But see, Bank of America likes to do stuff where they don't care about you as the consumer. They care about themselves. So they want to make sure they can get as much money and cause as much confusion as possible. So they put the cap on the Zelle too. It didn't always have a $1,000 cap on Zelle, but now it does. And guess what? Your money will sit there until the next day when it will send. Now, the problem with this is the simple fact that now, if you go for that daily limit of $1,000 in supposed cash, if you go over that limit, they're going to charge you $10. Now, Chase Bank, it's $500 limit now. You cannot pull out more than $500 in cash in one day without a fee. If you do, it's going to be $15 with Chase.
Charge me for
Go
my
to Wells
money?
Fargo, it's $300. They will not let you pull out more than $300. And if you do, in one day, it's $5 extra. That's the fee. That's the bank price that we pay. Citibank, $750 in one day. You go over that, it's $12.
How they gonna put a
So,
limit?
for example, you need $1,000. It's going to cost you $12 just to get the $1,000. U.S. Bank, the daily limit is $400, and then the fee is going to be $10. This was all implemented as of November the 1st, 2025. Now, what happened with Bank of America is one thing. It could be happening with the others. We don't know. But it's not right to stop the Zelle payments just because you have two different payments going to two different people. That makes no sense. But they want to get paid. And if they can frustrate you and keep you frustrated, you're going to start going into the bank and you're going to start withdrawing money. And because you're withdrawing over, you're going to get a fee. It's all about money at these banks. Things have changed out here. It ain't the same, but we still dealing with these banks the same way. This is where we need to start making changes. What do you think this is going to do? You tell me what you think.
How they gonna charge you money when it's your money? You know what it remind me of? I'm not gonna lie, I almost said it. It's my money and I need it now.
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 So this started November 1st, bank changes on cash withdrawals. I didn't know that. And then the crazy part is when you think about it, for the limit and the cap to be at 1,000, they know. This is how I know that they know that they finessing us. Y'all know rent and mortgages is way over $1,000. So they know what they doing. Somebody said Wells Fargo went from 5K to 800. That's a huge jump. They said this is why our elderly relatives kept their money under their mattresses.
We are now approaching the longest shutdown in American history.
Democrats' fault.
Under your presidency, we're talking about more than 1 million federal workers who are not getting a paycheck, including our air traffic controllers. You see there's traffic snarls out at the airports now.
Sure.
This weekend, food aid for more than 42 million Americans is set to expire. What are you doing as president to end the shutdown?
All we're doing is we keep voting. I mean, the Republicans are voting almost unanimously to end it, and the Democrats keep voting against ending it. You know, they've never had this. This has happened like 18 times before. The Democrats always voted for an extension, always saying, give us an extension. We'll work it out. They've lost their way. They become crazed lunatics. And all they have to do, Nora, is say, let's vote.
Senate Democrats say they will vote to reopen the government if Republicans agree to extend subsidies for over 20 million Americans who use Obamacare for their health insurance.
Obamacare is terrible. It's bad health care at far too high a price. We should fix that. We should fix it. And we can fix it with the Democrats. All they have to do is let the country open and we'll fix it. They have to let the country open and I'll sit down with the Democrats and we'll fix it. But they have to let the country. And you know what they have to do? All they have to do is raise 5 hands. We don't need all of them.
But so you're saying your plan is to tell the Democrats to vote to end the shutdown.
Correct. Very simple.
And that you will put forward a health care plan?
No, we will work on fixing the bad health care that we have. Right now, we have terrible health care at too expensive for the people. Not for the government, for the people.
But, Mr. President, with all due respect, you've been talking about fixing the health care insurance plan since 2015.
And you can't do it because of the Democrats.
But since 2015, you've said you'd fix it.
I've been talking about it for a long time. We almost did it. We were 1 vote short. We would have had great health care.
That was in 2017, when Senate Republicans failed by 1 vote to partially repeal Obamacare.
We can make it much less expensive for people and give them much better health care.
But where is
and
that
I'd
plan?
be willing to
But
work
where's
with the
that plan?
Democrats on it. The problem is they want to give money to prisoners, to drug dealers, to all these millions of people that were allowed to come in with an open border from Biden. And nobody can do that. Not one Republican would ever do that.
My understanding is if those health care subsidies are not extended, premiums will double for many of the people that are on it. And I was looking into it. 3/4 of these people will see their health care premiums double, live in states where you won in the last election. I mean, even here in Florida has the highest number of residents on Obamacare in the country.
And I'm saying we can fix it, Nora.
This is the best flat Earth proof, and once you hear it, the globe dies in your mind forever. If the Earth is a spinning ball tilted at 23.5 degrees with night and day caused by one side facing the sun, why do we see the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time? That's not just strange, it's impossible. On a globe. Think about it. They taught us in school that when one side of the Earth is lit up by the sun, the other side is in total darkness, right? Day and night are opposites. So how can both the sun and the moon be in the same sky? At the same time, above the same observer. You've seen it, maybe as a kid, early morning or late afternoon, sun high above, and there's the moon just hanging there. You probably thought, that's weird, then brushed it off. But here's the problem. It doesn't work on a spinning ball. If the moon is supposed to be on the night side, how is it right there, glowing in your daytime sky? Now flip the map. Imagine the sun and moon moving in circles above us like spotlights, not around a ball, but across a flat plane. That's why they can both be visible, because they're close, small and operating within the same system, not on opposite sides of a globe. They're like 2 lamps moving over a dinner table. If you're sitting in the right spot, you can see both lamps at once. That's exactly what's happening in our sky. They say the moon reflects sunlight. But how is it reflecting light while being visible on the same side as the sun? Shouldn't it be invisible in that position, washed out by sunlight or blocked by the Earth's curve? And why is the moon sometimes lit from the bottom, or sideways, or in directions that don't match the sun's location at all? It's not just inconsistent, it's incoherent. And here's the kicker. You can see the moon during daylight for up to 25 days a month. That's not a rare accident. It's a regular event that breaks the spinning globe story. Globers say it's just geometry. Okay, show us the math. Show us one physical experiment, just one, that demonstrates a ball Earth allowing simultaneous sun and moon visibility from the same point. They can't, because it doesn't exist. But we've got centuries of real-world observation that shows the sun and moon move together across a flat sky. No spinning, no tilting, just truth. Ask yourself, why do they never explain this in school? Why do textbooks skip over this coincidence like it's normal? And why did you have to wait till now, right now, to hear the question that breaks the globe forever? Maybe it's because this isn't science, it's programming. And you're waking up. Now go outside, look up. Watch the sky with new eyes, because once you see it, you can never unsee it. This video is for entertainment purposes.
Something insane happened the other night while everybody was busy trick-or-treating, and that's what the Federal Reserve did that went completely unnoticed. The Fed quietly pumped $29.4 billion into the U.S. banking system through overnight repurchase agreements, aka repos, marking its largest liquidity boost in over 5 years. Hey, wait, what else happened around that period in time? Did you know that U.S. bank reserves have plunged to around $2.8 trillion? Their lowest level in over 4 years, by the way. And the decline reached nearly $102 billion in recent weeks, which is technically the sharpest fall since 2020. The Fed's balance sheet has already fallen to about $6.58 trillion, down from its 2022 peak near $9 trillion. Do you know what this kind of repo operation allows banks to do? It allows banks to swap treasuries for cash overnight. That's publicly available information, by the way. You can go look into that for yourself. Now, theoretically, this is adding short-term liquidity. Liquidity that, of course, keeps the funding market from freezing. But people, reserves are shrinking. Treasury issuance is surging. Reverse repo balances are near zero. These factors create a squeeze that threatens smaller banks first. Liquidity stress could escalate quickly if the Fed hesitates. But guess what? We're in the midst of a government shutdown. I told people a year ago what was going to happen with the banks. I told y'all to move your money out, but you didn't want to listen. All I'm saying is just stay aware and act accordingly.
I found this book at the local antique shop yesterday, and it was written in 1926 by Major General Count Sheriff Spiridovich, The Secret World Government, or The Hidden Hand, Unrevealed in History, 100 Historical Mysteries Explained. This man is explaining that there is a hidden hand, there is a secret government, and they are of the nature of the individuals who are taking over now, the blues with a J, that they are the ones that have been running society because they made a pact with a god. He calls it Satan, but that's his position. But I want to read to you this very specific, I have to be careful about what, I really was trying to debate whether to put this on the internet at all because it could really get me in trouble. But this particular page, I just want you to see this particular part where he says right here, he's talking about proof of the existence of this invisible world government, this hidden hand. He says, the world is governed by very different personages from what is imagined by those who are not behind the scenes, i.e. not by kings and ministers. Disraeli said not others, but different, which means not the kings, ministers, or other similar men, but absolutely different, possibly even of a different race. Who they are must be known first of all, and only then can we control them and establish peace, but not before. You know how I'm always saying, I'm calling them creatures and creeps? And I'm saying they're not human. I don't know what they are. And this has been my biggest reason around this. I ain't unifying because I don't know what these things are. This apparently has been known, and this has nothing to do with religion. I'm not talking about religion or race. I'm talking about like a species of a soul or something that's on this planet. And that's what he's talking about here. Yeah, he says, Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor, perceived the existence of invisible forces, but could not or did not wish to formulate them, and called them imponderabilia, powers which no one could fathom. I think I saw where you could get this book, like a free PDF, and read it. I didn't try the link, but I did see something come up in my Google search about it, so maybe you can find it and read it. I don't know how available it is to get your hands on, but this is a very valuable book. He says I haven't finished reading yet, but it looks like he's about to tell us why France and Russia went into the War of 1812. He said it was a hidden hand that organized it. He says earlier also that the Civil War was absolutely 100% organized, and nothing about that was organic or true as far as the version of the story that they told. But yes, I recommend if you could get your hands on this book. If you Google this guy, it's going to say he's racist and anti-semi-truck. But that's because of what he says in this book.
I think all our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. You know? And I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12, way down the line. I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends. You know?
What do you think?
I think no one made a bigger impact, and I know this personally from my grandfather announcing his death. John Lennon, imagine all the people.
My model of business is the Beatles.
Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, he was a huge Beatles fan. He named his company Apple, the same name the Beatles gave theirs.
Chill out.
Our own anyway now.
You never could be anything else.
We are the Beatles. That's what we are. We're also Apple as well, see. They're like Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Brown.
But who are dissatisfied because the current state didn't live up to their ideals. Without death, there would be very little progress.
I never seen that one. Y'all have showed me a bunch of videos where people have looked like a person, but I've never did the John Lennon and the Steve Jobs one. That was new information to me. Somebody said nothing surprises them anymore. Somebody said that nothing surprises him anymore and that there's nothing too crazy to consider these days. Because at this point, I'm not... Never mind, let me be quiet. I'm going to end the video there. As y'all can see, the earphones are out of the ear. I want to shout out every single person that sent in the video. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Want to know which one's your favorite? I'm not gonna lie, I think that John Lennon and Steve Jobs one may have been my favorite. Shout out to everyone that sent in videos. I truly appreciate it. If you want your video featured on here along with the shout out, all you have to do is join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. I have a thread called Conspiracy Theories Reactions. You drop your videos there. That's how I see it and react to it. So shout out to all you guys that are just now about to join, that have joined, and that's been dropping videos. I appreciate you so much. Y'all, we are on the road to 900,000 subscribers. All esteem and all praises go unto Saba Yahuwah and Abba Yahushua HaMashiach, because I'm a steward over what they rightfully own. I'm a vessel that they work in and through, so I have to give credit on where it's due, and I can't boast, and the boasting I'm gonna do is gonna be in Yahuwah and Yahushua HaMashiach. So hallelujah. Make sure y'all shop the merch, shopperkyy.com. Link is in the description down below. Y'all take some pictures, tag me, send them to me so I can feature you on the website. So thank you in advance for those that have been buying and supporting. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you on the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know my worth.